Hello, Year 4, and welcome to our geography lessons. This is the first of 5 lessons that we're going to be doing together on our geography unit. So let's have a look and see what we're going to be learning about. This first lesson is about location. But before we understand what today's lesson is about, I think we need to know what the whole unit is about. So we're thinking about community still, and we're thinking about the community in the rainforest like we are doing in English. And to start off with, we're going to be thinking about where the tropical rainforests are. Then we're going to be using lots of different geography words, talking about the features and location. We are going to be thinking about the climate in the rainforest and how climate is different to weather. We are going to be exploring the similarities and differences between the people that live in the rainforest and the people where we live. And then we're going to be thinking about the threats to the rainforest. What does each lesson look like? Each lesson is going to start with a quiz, quick quiz to get your brain working. Then there's going to be some teaching from me. Then you're going to have a task to complete, and then we're going to mark that task. So that's how the session's going to work. Before we start the session, we're going to tell you what you need. So today you need a pencil, some coloured pencils, and some plain white card or a cereal box you could turn inside out and use the inside of a cereal box, or some plain paper. Okay, we're going to start with a game. I hope you've seen Countdown on the television. If you haven't, it doesn't matter because I'll explain the rules. But the idea is that they have something called a countdown conundrum. You're going to rearrange, this is an anagram. You're going to rearrange the letters to answer the question. So the question is, what is my name? And that's Splash that's saying that. So the answer would be Splash. And you can see here, we can rearrange these letters, S-P-L-A-S-H, to make the word splash. You're going to have 30 seconds per question. Here comes the first question. Here we go. What continent do we live in? What continent do we live in is the question. Rearrange those letters. Time's up, there's the dong. What was the answer? The answer was Europe. Okay, ready for the second one? Here we go. What is the name of the imaginary line around the Earth that splits the northern and southern hemispheres? There's a line that goes all the way around the globe, all the way around the Earth. What is that line called? Ready? Off you go. More letters to rearrange this time. Time's up. Have you managed it? The answer was equator. Okay, let's try the next one. What is the name of the longest river in South America? What is the name of the longest river in South America? Go. Let's have a look. The Amazon. So it's the Amazon River, which is the longest river in South America. And that's what we're going to be looking at, the area around the Amazon River in this unit of work. Okay, next one. What is the largest country in South America? What is the largest country in South America? Are you ready? Go. Brazil. I wonder if you saw it. There was a nice clue having a Z in there. Not many countries have a Z in them, do they? So Brazil was the answer to that one. Okay, well done. Good start. Geography brains are in gear. So today's lesson, we're going to be thinking about what is a rainforest and where are they located. And we're going to need all of that key vocabulary. So we're going to come to those words during the lesson and think about what those geography words mean. Right, the Amazon rainforest. I'm just going to show you a very short part of this video, which is called Under the Canopy. And you can, if you Google this, it's on YouTube and you can watch the whole lot if you want to. But I'm just going to show you a few minutes. And it's a virtual reality video and you can move around and look. So we're just going to get a sense of what is the rainforest like. Already you can see the huge number of trees in the rainforest, can't you? I move the angle so it goes down a little bit, you can see. It's going to get further and further into the rainforest. We're going to find out what that word canopy means in one of the sessions. Listen to the sounds. It's not a quiet place, is it?
The forest of Amazonia connects us all.
We're going to find out all about those connections over the unit.
It provides clean air for the world. It gives life to me and to you. My name is Kamanya. I am born of this forest. If you don't know this place, you may see it as mysterious, filled with strange creatures.
Okay, so we've got a sense of it, haven't we? And now we're going to find out exactly where these rainforests are and what they're like. So you can watch that whole video. It's a fascinating video. So what is a rainforest? This is a picture of a rainforest. You can see how beautiful it is, how there lots of different colours of green, different shades of green in there, isn't there? So tropical rainforests have warm climates. They're hot places, they're not cold places. They have lots and lots of rain. You won't be surprised to know that's why they're called rainforests. They have forests that have tall, quick-growing trees. They have some of the tallest trees in the world in the rainforests. They are located in the tropics near the equator. They cover 6% of the Earth's surface. So they don't cover a huge amount of the Earth's surface, but where they are is very closely linked to the equator. And we're going to have a look at that in a second. And they contain half of the world's plants and animals. So although it only takes up 6% of the world, it contains half of the plants and animals. So there's huge, huge, huge numbers of plants and animals. And in fact, they think there's even more than we already know about because some scientists haven't even studied yet. So where are these rainforests? The green patches on our map show where the rainforests are. And if you look at that dotted line that goes all the way across the screen, that's the equator. And the equator is a line that runs all the way around the Earth that separates the northern and southern hemisphere. So everything above the line here is in the northern hemisphere, and everything below that line is in the southern hemisphere. And you can see that the tropical rainforests are all really close to that line of the equator. And if we look at another map, you'll see here there are some other lines that run round the world as well. And one of them is called the Tropic of Cancer, and one of them is called the Tropic of Capricorn. And those lines, you can see all of the green patches, all of the rainforests are between those two lines. And that zone is called the tropical zone. And the weather is very similar all the way round that zone. And we will look at the weather and the climate of that zone in tomorrow's lesson. But you can see they're located, all of the rainforests, no matter which continent they're in. So we've got some in South America, we've got some in Africa, we've got a small amount in Asia and in Australia, but they are all between those two tropics lines. So that's how we know where they're located. So they're very close to the equator where it's nice and hot. The Amazon rainforest is the rainforest that we are going to be looking at. And this is a map of South America. And the green patch is the Amazon rainforest. So what I want you to do now is have a really careful look at that map. And I want you to write a list of which countries the Amazon rainforest is in. So it's not just in one country, it's in a whole range of countries. You're going to have a really careful look. And there are 9 countries in total. Can you write a list of the 9 countries that the Amazon rainforest sneaks into? Press pause and off you go. Okay, did you manage it? Have you found all of those countries? Let's have a look at the list. So the main country that the Amazon rainforest is in is Brazil. 60%, so over half of the Amazon rainforest is in Brazil. And you can see that in the very center of the Amazon rainforest is the Amazon River. Then we have some of it in Peru, and you can see Peru on the map there, and that's 13%. And there's quite a significant bit in Colombia as well, so there's 10% in Colombia. And then it just scratches through a number of other countries. So it goes through Bolivia, Ecuador, French Guyana, Suriname, and Venezuela. So they are the 9 countries that are inside the line of the Amazon rainforest. Okay, let's have a look a little bit closely at Brazil now. So Brazil is the main country, and we have got some information there on the map. So the yellow and green is the whole of the country of Brazil. So next to this map, we have got a key. And I want you to have a really careful look at that key and see if you can work out which item is which. So what does it show? So what is this blue colour? What does that represent on the map? What does that dark blue wiggly line represent? What does the green shading represent? What does the dotted line represent? And what do the red dots represent? So I want you to copy that key with some coloured pencils. And then next to each one, I want you to say what you think that represents on the map. Press pause and have a go at that now. Okay, how did you do? Do you think you've got it? Let's have a look. So hopefully you worked out that the blue was the sea or the ocean. Then I'm hoping that you worked out that that wiggly blue line was the Amazon River, because we've already mentioned the Amazon River, haven't we? And then the green is the Amazon rainforest. The dotted line is the equator that we've already talked about today. And then the reds are some key cities in Brazil. So in Brazil, the capital of Brazil is called Brasilia. And you can see that on the map down here. And Rio de Janeiro is Brazil's 2nd largest city. So that's a really big city. So not the whole of Brazil isn't a rainforest. We've got lots of built up areas as well and urban areas as well. And then Manaus is the place in the rainforest that we're going to be using in tomorrow's lesson when we look at climate data. We're going to be taking the climate from that place, which is right in the center of the Amazon rainforest. I hope you had a good, hope you did well with that one. Mark your work, give it a tick if you got it right, and if you got it wrong, put a little cross next to it and write the correct answer in so you can remember that key for another time. Okay, let's have a look now at what your main task is going to be today. So you can see here there is an example of a bookmark, and it's got little logos, little pictures on it, and then a little bit of key information underneath. And this is an example of ActionAid have created a bookmark all about the Amazon rainforest, but they've written about lots of different things to do with the rainforest. I want you to keep your bookmark really closely linked with the focus of our lesson today, which is the location. So on one side of your bookmark, I want you to draw some pictures and write some information about rainforests in general. What do you know about rainforests in general in terms of their location, where they are? And then on the reverse side of your bookmark, I want you to write some locational information and draw some pictures connected with the actual location of the Amazon rainforest itself. So on one side, it's tropical rainforest in general. On the other side, it's going to be the Amazon rainforest. And there are some key things that you have to include on your bookmark. So I want you to make sure that you have mentioned continents. So thinking about the continents where rainforests are in general, and what continent is the Amazon rainforest in when you go onto your other side. I want you to refer to those lines of the equator and the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn and why they're significant for rainforests. And then finally, on the Amazon rainforest side, I want you to make sure that you've talked about some of the countries that the Amazon rainforest is in. Right, that's the plan, okay? I want you to make it absolutely beautiful. So you can draw pictures, you can do diagrams. If you want to, and you've got access to a laptop and you can use the computer, you can search for images on the computer and stick them on your bookmark if you want to. Or if you love art and you like drawing and things, you can draw your pictures on, and then you're going to add some key facts. Don't make the information too long because it won't stand out on your bookmark, okay? Right, press pause, get started. I look forward to hearing how you've got on with that. How did you do? Have you managed to create a lovely bookmark? Let's have a look and see what information should have been on your bookmark. How well have you done? So these are the kind of information that we talked about. So rainforests are located between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn along the line of the equator. So hopefully you might have drawn a little diagram of the world and shown those lines on there and written about that. On your general rainforest side, you might have talked about South and Central America, Africa, Asia and Australia, the continents where we can find rainforests. Hopefully on your Amazon rainforest side, you've mentioned South America because that's where the Amazon rainforest is. And then perhaps you've talked about Brazil and some of the other countries that the rainforest is in. So that is the location. We now know where these rainforests are. What are we going to be doing tomorrow? So tomorrow, we're going to be thinking about something called biomes. We're going to find out about those. We are then going to move on and look at the difference between weather and climate, and we're going to be doing a climate comparison. So we're going to be taking the Amazon rainforest in Brazil, and then we're going to be moving to the UK, and we're going to be looking at some of the forests in the UK. So the New Forest, which if you live in the Southampton area or the Poole area is really quite close to you, and thinking about how the temperatures and the rainfall and the climate in general are similar and different in those two types of forest. So we've got tropical rainforest and we've got a temperate forest, and we'll find out the difference between the two tomorrow. Well done, lesson 1 completed. I will see you for lesson 2 tomorrow or later in the week. Goodbye for now.